Imagine a world where you can't see your child grow up or watch the leaves turn brilliant colors and fall from the trees. Well, today Dr. Brian Wadman and Dr. Jason Besecker are optometrists, and they're here to tell us how we can keep our eyes safe and sharp for years to come. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and joining us today.
Thank you.
First, let's go over your practices a little bit because both of you do separate things. Dr. Wadman, what do you do at your practice?
Well, I'm an independent optometrist where we do eye exams, eye health exams, check for glasses and contact lens prescriptions, and we also sell glasses and contacts.
And what do you do?
I work for Pioneer Valley Ophthalmic Consultants, and we do comprehensive eye care as well as diagnose, treat, and manage ocular diseases.
Eye care is something that's terribly important, and oftentimes people only go to optometrists when they need glasses or they feel like their vision has changed. But really, going to a yearly optometrist or a bi-yearly optometrist appointment is so important because it has a lot to do with your general health. Is that right?
Yes, it's preventative because there are so many things we can detect with the eye, and it's better to catch problems early when we can still treat them instead of waiting until they're untreatable.
There is a lot of new and exciting developments going on in the world of eye care. Let's start with a couple of them. We have the glare-reducing sunglasses, which seem like a great tool.
Right. Well, most people probably know about transition glasses. When you go outside, they get dark. You go inside, they get light. But the best sunglass for looking through glare is polarized. But in the past, you had to have either one or the other.
Exactly.
But now Transitions has come out with a variable polarizing lens that gets light when you go inside with no polarization, but when you go outside, it increases in darkness and polarization. So anyone who's a sportsman knows that polarized is the best thing to have. When you're on the water, it will cut through the glare. You can see the fish when you're right underneath the surface.
Yeah, it must really help fishermen. Now, what about spectacle lenses? What are those?
Spectacle lenses are just glasses.
Okay.
But there's been changes in that too, which is allowing us to correct vision better than we could in the past. Because previously we could only measure whether you were nearsighted or farsighted, whether you had astigmatism. But there are other irregularities we have in our eye called higher order aberrations. That's a technical term. But basically they're just other irregularities that affect how we see. But we could never measure those before, and so we weren't able to correct them. But we have new instrumentation now that can take those measurements, and then we can customize lenses to your eyes that allow you to see sharper than we've been able to do before. And when I got these glasses, it was like going from low-def TV to high-def TV. It's just everything was sharper.
That's amazing. So you can really tell a difference.
Yeah.
And this next one, all the baby boomers out there are going to absolutely rejoice. It's bifocals, but they're not glasses. They're in contact lenses.
Exactly.
How does that even work?
Well, unlike a bifocal glasses that have the lines, this has concentric circles in it. So it has a center that's either distance or near, and the outer part is the opposite. And as long as you get both focuses in your pupil at the same time, you can see distance and near. And the designs haven't been great in the past, but recently some new designs have come out that are making this a good option for a lot of baby boomers.
Now let's transition just a little bit. Let's start to talk about vision problems, warning signs. What are some things that if people notice is going wrong with their vision, the warning signs that they might want to schedule an appointment?
Definitely decreases in vision, any decrease in vision, pain in your eyes, flashes of light, floaters, anything of that nature. You definitely want to go in and see your optometrist or ophthalmologist.
And there's a lot of diseases that you can spot too. We're talking about diabetes and its relation to your vision. Expound on that a little bit if you don't mind.
So there's signs that we can see in the back of an eye doing a comprehensive eye exam that you may not notice. And again, like Dr. Wadman mentioned, when we detect these earlier, the chances of vision loss are greatly decreased. So we like to catch these early.
It's always about more preventative care,
Yes,
as opposed to, dealing with the problem after it sets in. And let's talk about macular degeneration. How does that work?
Well, the macula is the most sensitive part of the retina. It's just a small area in the center, which is the only part where we have 20/20 vision. And it is susceptible to a disease, and this disease can affect your central vision so that you have trouble reading and recognizing people's faces. You still have peripheral vision, but it is a leading cause of blindness, and it's although not preventable, we do have some nutritional treatments that can help slow it down, which are some vitamins and omega-3 fatty acids.
And we're looking at a picture of macular degeneration right now. This is early macular degeneration. And what are some warning signs? Because obviously these mean nothing to the average citizen, but as an optometrist, what does that mean to you?
Well, what we're looking for are these little bumps that start forming in the macula, which is
Is that center bump, something like that?
Well, that center thing's the optic nerve, and then the darker area in the middle there is the macula. And there are these little white bumps that start forming there in the early stages, and that's a warning sign that you may be developing macular degeneration, in which case we would put you on vitamin supplements and omega-3 fatty acids.
And you've brought some of those with you today. Explain the benefits of these vitamins and fatty acids.
Well, we feel that the damage to the macula is from oxidation or free radicals that are formed from light. And these are antioxidant vitamins, which help prevent damage from oxidation. And so they help protect the retina. And they also help build up some pigment in the macula, which is also beneficial.
In addition to taking these supplements, are there any general things that kind of everyone can do all the time to make sure that your eyes stay healthy and sharp?
Well, as far as the macular degeneration, wearing UV protective sunglasses always helps because it's the UV light that's hitting the macula that's causing those free radicals. So wearing sunglasses is something that everybody can do to help prevent this disease, yes.
And Dr. Wadman, if people are interested in getting more information about your practice, how can they do that?
Well, they can go to my website at wadmaneye.com or call the office in Amherst or Greenfield.
And for you, doctor?
Visit our website at pvoceyes.com, and we have offices in Amherst, Greenfield, and Holyoke.
And lastly, let's talk a little bit about glaucoma, because it's one of those things that oftentimes people hear about and they know it, but they don't know necessarily what it is. Can you kind of explain glaucoma to us and maybe allude to this picture?
Right. Well, glaucoma, the big light thing in the middle of that picture with all the blood vessels coming out, that's the optic nerve. And glaucoma is a disease of the optic nerve generally caused by increased pressure in the eye. The problem with glaucoma is there's no symptoms.
Really?
So you wouldn't know you had it unless you came in for a regular eye exam where we test for it. But by the time you would notice any problems, you would have lost a significant amount of vision.
And the vision loss is permanent in this disease. After the vision is lost, you can never regain that vision.
So that's why it's important to catch it early, because we can treat it, and we can to prevent the damage from happening if we catch it early.
And this is why, once again, it's important, even if your eyesight is great, you need to get a vision check at least every year or two.
Yes.
That's correct.
Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much.
Thank
It
you.
was really illuminating.
Thank you very much.
Eye-opening, if you will. It's a pleasure having you here today. And for more information on improving the health of your eyes, you can visit wadmaneyes.com or pvoceyes.com. And coming up today on